Alright, what's the most versatile hat out there? What's the most versatile color out there? So you're thinking about getting a hat. What's the deal with the colors? What do they match with? What do I match it with? What color should I get? What color do I like? Alright, you're new at this, so let me take it from the beginning. We're going to talk a little bit about color today, hat color. And alright, I set up my Les Paul, so it's working a little better. Let's try that overdrive. Try the rat pedal. Good to play that guitar again. Let's talk a little bit. Alright, let's talk about color now. Yeah. I'll set this down for just a sec. It's a heavy guitar. Alright. Thinking about your felt hats now. I know it's a kind of a summery season now, and everybody's thinking about getting their new summer hats, but let's talk about felts first. Versatility. Now, black is a tough color for a lot of people. It's an incredibly popular color, but it's one of those colors I have very few I've got one short brim black hat and one wide brim black Panama Bolero hat. But very, very few out of like the, 60 hats I have, or, 200-300 hats I've had. I think those are, maybe 2 out of maybe 5 black hats I've ever owned, literally out of hundreds. So I don't own a lot of them. Thing with black is black can be very intense. It can be with the wide brim. Even this hat can sort of read as black in the right light. The wide brim, you get the religious hat look. That's the look that some people get voluntarily. Other people don't want that look, and they wind up getting it. Their friends are like, "Hey, dude, you look like a rabbi," So, wide brims and the black color are probably not the best combination for fedoras. If we're talking about a Western hat or an Outback hat, that's a little different. I think that's different. Black can look a little cool. It's got like a sinister kind of, bad boy sort of look or something. Really bad with the adjectives. Sinister bad boy. Okay. I think even if you're the kind of guy who wears a lot of black, a lot of navy, a lot of charcoal. Excuse me. Then the gray hat is for you. Okay. If you're the kind of guy who wears a black overcoat, whatever, black leather jacket, anything, gray is a really good color to go with that. Gray with a gray band, gray with a black band. Here we got gray with like a taupe band, sort of. Yeah, it's like almost looks like a gray that was sun faded or something, like a vintage hat where the gray faded to like, sort of a pinkish gray. You can see that, right? Okay. Even that's a decent color band, but the typical combination is going to be a gray hat with a black band, and it's a classic for a reason. It does very well. The gray tends to work with almost any situation. If you're you're dressed in a black outfit, you're dressed in a navy blue, a charcoal gray, obviously all those things are going to work really well. But also I think a gray hat will go with stuff like a trench coat, sort of a tan trench coat, British tan. We've all seen those pictures of like Humphrey Bogart with the British tan trench coat and the light hat. Most likely that was a gray hat, not a tan hat, I'm guessing, because it was a black and white photo, yeah. But it's a classic combination, and I think it'll go with really almost anything. If you've got your earth tones on, your browns and stuff, it's not going to be like the worst. Let's say, okay, it's not a perfect combination, your gray hat, black band with a, whatever, a earthy chocolate kind of, outfit or something, but it's not going to clash, and it'll probably look okay. So I'm going to say it's very, very versatile. The only other color I could think of that's really close to it, or maybe, let's put it this way, if you're going to have, like 1 or 2 hats and you don't know what colors to get, gray is a good hat. And also something like a beige or a taupe color, like a Stetson tawny, or we have a hat called the Ken, which we do custom from Seville, Spain. We do that in a color called taupe. Taupe is kind of a beige-ish gray color, somewhere like a stone beige color. It's hard to explain. It's almost like these something like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like a beige, but think of a beige that's grayish. Like you take the saturation knob and you turn it down so it's not so colorful. It's almost like a black and white version of beige. That's taupe. Okay, so it's like this color right here on top. So those things are really weird. I know you're wondering what these things. They're like little drink trays, but my son and I use it for our videos. And little prairie dogs come out of here. That's a prairie dog hole. It's pretty cool, right? All right. We have a comedy channel called Luigi Tunnel, L-U-I-G, like Luigi, then the word tunnel, and they're connected. Luigi Tunnel with Frank Berenger, the prairie dog. I think that's the name of the station, the channel. Luigi Tunnel with Frank Berenger, the prairie dog, and he's like our star, prairie dog guy, you know. That's one of his prairie dog holes, so you know he hops out of here and stuff, and you know he makes his grand entrance, you know, kind of comes up there where my thumb is, you know. Special effects. All right, but get yourself a gray hat, because that's going to go with all of your black, your gray, black, gray, charcoal, navy blue. It's going to go with that whole family of color, like the cool colors. Anything, you know, in a kind of a business suit color. Generally, people don't wear that many browns and tans and stuff, to, you know, as business suits, like. But it's something that you're going to need. I'm gonna say, like, everything you can't, anything that's not covered by the gray hat will be covered by the taupe or the tan hat. So if you have those two, like a beige taupe, something like that, taupe or beige, that'll cover all the earth tones. Your brown leather jacket, your olive, it'll go with, you know, pretty much anything, like your camel, like anything that doesn't fall into that cool category will fit into this category pretty much. So you've got your cool colors, your warm colors, or whatever. I think of it as kind of like your blues and grays area, and then your earth tones. That's your two. If you're thinking of doing one hat to sort of match everything, it's tough, but I would say the only one that's really, really neutral will be like that taupe color, the one that's like in between beige and gray, because those look rocking with black. They look really nice with navy, with black, with gray, with, you know, almost anything. But colors like a true beige, like a tawny from Stetson, tawny, or like a tawny Temple, tawny Whippet, they're harder to cross over. They're more of an earth tone kind of a thing. But when you go to those true taupes, like the Ken taupe or the Seville taupe, that hat will match almost anything from navy to black to earth tones. They'll just go around the whole spectrum. There's probably one or two things they'll clash with, you know, like your bright yellow, you know, ski jacket or something maybe, or your, I don't know, orange or something. There are definitely colors that'll clash with, but very few. Yeah, so that's one of my things. I always felt that, like, if you had a short brim hat in gray, a short brim hat in beige, you'd be cool. That'll pretty much like cover every single thing in your wardrobe. Black is good too, but black works for some people, doesn't work for other people. For a lot of people, it doesn't work. You could take a stylish hat, they look so good in it, they look good in gray, they look good in the beige, but then you put the black on, it's like, ugh. It's too dark, and for some people it makes their skin look really light, and it looks very formal. It has kind of a formal, like evening formal kind of vibe to it, where I think some people need to loosen the look up a little bit. You know, like gray will just be less serious. It's not so starchy or something, you know. But, you know, it's got its purpose. Black hats, people like to keep them for things like funerals and, like, you know, really formal occasions and stuff. And it can also black can also command a lot of power too. When you do it well, you know, a black hat done well, you know, brim up, brim down, it could look really bold, you know, like just bold. You know, you've got your black outfit on, your black hat, you know, some jewelry. It can look really, really killer, but it's not a soft look. It's a very bold look, and not everybody can play it off. I'm gonna say, like, not the average Joe. It's kind of a very, you know, fashionable, cool, bold look, and I think, you know, if you could play it off. If not, you know, you probably know it too. I steer a lot of customers away from black, but you know, sometimes I steer them to it because certain hats look really good in black, like the shorter brim stuff. I like the 2-inch brims, like the Stetson Saxon in black. I love that hat. I think it's a pretty conservative hat with the brim down. You know, it's a Sinatra style hat, but it's also a stylish hat. It's got a little attitude, and it's very classical, and it could also look very businesslike, very serious, and kind of command respect. Whether you want to do blue, navy blue, or black in a hat like that is up to you. Blue will somewhat soften the look. It's not going to give you the same effect. It's going to look dynamite with your blue thing, your blue stuff, but it doesn't look that great with that much else. So that's the problem. A lot of people go with the blue and they love it. It looks really fantastic on them, but it's not a color you could cross over to a lot of other things. If you're clever, you can do it. You know, there are people who get blue with like a brown band, you know, then they wear it with like their brown stuff too, or they do it, you know, blue, navy blue with like some kind of brown feather, and they wear a brown scarf, and they just tie it into other color. They have ways of doing it, you know, but it's not a versatile color. Blue is one of the really good colors that's unversatile. It's I guess it's limiting, you know, but black is definitely a lot better, because black can also act just kind of like a casual kind of thing, like a black pork pie. Can be kind of a small, jazzy looking hat that you could wear with, you know, a leather jacket, with your jeans, with your rock and roll stuff. You could wear it, you know, with like a vintage leather jacket. You could wear it with a suit. You could wear it with, you know, it's really versatile. A short brim black hat, a pork pie, a 2-inch brim fedora, a stingy brim fedora, 1.5 inch. All that short brim black stuff, I think, looks great in Asher. Black caps, you know, but I think when you start getting into the wider brim black things, it can start to look intense, you know. Even as a Western hat, which I sort of more approve, I think it's a dramatic look. So I'm gonna say watch that black a little bit, and you know, it's not always the best choice for everybody. You know, kind of know what you're getting involved in. You don't want to be known as a black hat guy if you're not a black hat guy, you know, quote unquote. And you don't want your friends to crack on you. And if you are quote unquote a black hat guy, then, you know, cool, more power to you. You know, wear your black hat proudly. But folks who don't want to put out that image are probably not going to be happy when their folks, you know, tell them, oh, you look like a preacher, or, you know, you look like a rabbi or something, you know. So do it with discretion. I think, like I said, the Westerns are much easier to play off. Even the Australian Outbacks, you know, the stuff with the brim down like this and the leather bands. There's always going to be somebody who's going to crack on you for this or that. It's going to say, hey, Indiana Jones, where's your whip? Or, you know, some stupid thing like that. So get a hat that pleases you, you know. Ask your best girl if you think that, you know, you trust her opinion. Say, hey, look, do I look stupid in this hat? Do I look cool in this hat? What's the deal? And, you know, she'll tell it to you straight, you know. Ask your girl, your wife, you know. And if she says it's cool, then you're cool. If she doesn't like it, it still could be cool, you know. Some people are just not hat people, some people are, but when something looks good, there's generally no denying it, you know. If something looks a little bit overdone, they might be like, it's not really the best hat for you or something, or it's not the best color, but people will tell you when stuff looks good generally. Because they're thinking about like, damn, that's cool, I want that for myself, you know. Or they're thinking, damn, you know, I wish I was cool to be bold enough to wear cool stuff like that. So they're checking you out and they're either accepting you or not, you know. I'm gonna say the people who have got the jokes and stuff, they're always gonna be there, you know. So whatever, screw 'em. Versatility. Let's talk about brown hats now. I think brown is a good color too. You'd be surprised. Brown will go really well with a lot of stuff. You could kind of toss it on with almost anything if you got your brown hat. It's earthy. It'll go with your jeans, your leather jacket. It'll go with, you know, your brown shoes or something. I find I can almost throw my brown temple on with just about anything, even black. It looks real good. It's brown with like kind of a black band. So brown, I think, is an incredibly versatile hat. Now getting into summer hats, Panama, really versatile. Panama is going to be more versatile, I think, in the natural color, but you know, just slightly more than a bleached Panama. You know, I mean, anything that's white or off-white or beige or cream in the summer, it'll pretty much, you can hit that with anything. A lot of people don't like that beige Panama look, and they feel like, okay, I'm a dude who's dressed in all black, you know. I've got my black sunglasses, my black rock and roll t-shirt on, you know, my jeans and stuff. I don't want to put on that, like, you know, Cuban Panama thing, you know. They don't want that cliche look. Panamas, and they come in different colors too. They definitely come black. You can get them, but most people want the lighter color because they do reflect more and they keep you a little cooler. But you know, if you're like one of those cool dudes, like, this is a Panama. It's light as a feather, big brim, and you know, it's black. So they dye it too. You can definitely get almost any style that you get in a felt hat. You can recreate it in a straw. So let's say you have a like this hat I was wearing yesterday, the brown temple with the feather in it. Okay, let's say that's your signature look, and you really like that look all the time. You can probably find the same hat. You know, you could pull your feather out and then just you know, get a hat with a 2.5-inch brim in a dark color with a contrasting dark band. You know, keep the brim flipped up, and then stick your feather in the new hat. You know, there's definitely an equivalent for every felt hat out there. It's a little early now. Straw hats just start coming out around April. They're slated for like the beginning of April, but from one hat guy to another, they never make it like at the beginning of April. They generally trickle in all through the month of April, and May and June, so even July too. But you have to, it's tough because when something good comes in, you want to jump on it, and then more stuff's going to come in, and then you're going to want to jump on the better stuff. So it's hard to tell when to get stuff, but they should start rolling in pretty soon. I think there are some delays this year because it was just a screwy year, and there were a lot of cutbacks, and a lot of people probably didn't go to work. But Stetson will deliver. They always do. just real versatile. I'm going to probably recommend them to most people because, you know, you could dress them up, you could dress them down, they're lightweight. The hemp stuff is going to last you way longer. It's, you know, it's definitely more of a thrifty thing. You'll save a lot more money with them because you just don't go through the hemps. With Panamas, you tend to go through them every, you know, 5-10 years or so. They don't last that long. My Panamas, they last me pretty long, but they don't last me like my felt hats last me almost indefinitely. They kind of almost never get old, except for like one hat, I'm gonna say one, but you know, that got kind of damaged. Wasn't really my fault, but yeah, felts, I think I can keep them going almost indefinitely. Straws a little bit less. I'll go through a Panama, but it'll take me a long time, you know, like 15 years, sometimes 10. But I think if you take care of it, put a sweat guard in there if you see anything seeping through. Get one of those in our accessories section, jjhatcenter.com. It's called a cap banu, otherwise known as sweatbands, on our website. Those are $5. They stick in and they're pretty good. That'll keep your Panama going for a very, very long time. Yeah, linings are definitely going to, you know, extend the life of your hats and stuff, but putting a lining in a Panama is a drag. It's too much. So what you do is you put a little piece up here, a sticker. So if your head touches it, that's, you know, especially if you're bald, you put a sticker in the middle. You could even take some hat lining, glue it up there, or use this stuff, moleskin from Dr. Scholl's. That stuff's real good. You cut a little circle and you just put it on the top. It's got adhesive and it's kind of like almost like a fuzzy fabric, very thick. That'll keep perspiration from hitting the top of your hat and seeping through. You can use it up in the front here. You could just buy moleskin and cut it and put it in there. But, you know, they make a product that's like, you know, pretty much the same thing. It's cotton. It's actual cotton, and it's got some filler in it, like a pillow, sort of, and a very strong adhesive backing. And you stick that to the front of your hat right here, right where your forehead goes. So it's a barrier that goes in between you and the hat, like right there in the front. That is pretty much the only way to totally block sweat from even ever touching your hat. And it'll keep your Panamas almost lasting forever if you can keep those things going. Just, you know, keep buying new ones, freshening them up. They will last you and last you indefinitely, but, you know, they'll get funky, so you just want to change them when they get dirty. Bacteria, this and that. Panama's a good thing. A black, you know, black is a good thing for summer. The look can be a little unsummery. It can look a little wintry. It's versatile. You might want to consider gray, charcoal gray, or, you know, something else, different color. Or one of your natural colors, you know. I think they're personally pretty cool. Get a cool natural western hat or something, you know, let it break in by itself. It's got a beauty to it, I think. I like it when they get a little beat up, you know. So, getting back to color for summer, I think blue is one you're going to want to stay away from as far as versatility. But it's great, you know, having a blue summer hat is incredible. You know, my only real nice summer hats are blue. I have 2 of them. I have a couple of cotton hats too, some cotton buckets, but I don't count those. I've got my blue Asher hem. Those will be coming in like really soon, April, May or something, hopefully soon. This is a hat my auntie made for me, Aunt Midori. She knits them out of bamboo thread, different types of threads and stuff. So some she uses cotton, she uses linen, bamboo, wool. So this is like a little crushable hat that. So blue, although it's not versatile, it's really cool, you know. So it's kind of like a trade-off, you know. I feel like if you're a guy who's as casual as me, and you know, doesn't really matter so much. But if you like to dress and stuff, think about some colors that'll be versatile, that'll be cool yet versatile. Gray with a little bit of blue in the bands, you know, or gray with like a blue feather or something will work just as well as a blue hat. So, you know, and if you're creative enough, you can get versatility out of almost anything. You can make things work with accent colors, you know, breaking the rules. It's okay to break the rules. Wearing all black or like all charcoal gray with like a brown hat. Come on, that could be awesome, you know. People don't do things like that because, you know, it's against the rules, but, you know, try it out. Wear all black with like a colored hat on top. You know, see how that looks. You know, like a shocking neon red or something, you know.